Both YouTube and Meta emphasized efforts to safeguard users, but witnesses, including whistleblowers, testified about internal research on risks and access to young users. Fox News legal editor Carrie Ermanni.
I always thought that the product's liability angle here was kind of a brilliant one, because it wasn't about the content. You know, they weren't saying, hey, we want to regulate your speech, we want to intrude on your rights as far as what you can say or what your users say. They were saying, no, the product itself is defective. Kids don't know that it's defective, and it's really harming these kids. TikTok and Snap were also sued and settled before this trial, the verdict coming on day 9 of deliberations. The jury also awarding $3 million in compensatory damages to the plaintiff, and they find both companies acted with malice, oppression, or fraud, meaning a punitive damage phase will follow. A Meta spokesperson says they respectfully disagree with the verdict and are evaluating legal options. This comes just a day after a separate verdict in a New Mexico case finding Meta liable of misleading users and endangering children, which the company plans to appeal. A renewed warning to Iran. Just in from the White House.
President Trump does not bluff, and he is prepared to unleash hell. Iran should not miscalculate again.
Spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt also says talks continue despite state media reports that Iran rejected a U.S. plan. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
We've got an accident in the road construction area on I-696 westbound after Inkster Road. That's causing stop-and-go traffic from Telegraph. Your left lane is blocked there. More construction on the Jeffries westbound between Levan Road and I-275. And we have an accident on I-96 westbound after Grand River. That's blocking your both shoulders, in addition to that wreck on M59 eastbound at Shaner Road. Now, WJR weather first. From the Weather Channel, overcast this afternoon, a high of 58, partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 47, cloudy skies in the morning for Thursday, rain in the afternoon with a high of 66. Right now it's mostly cloudy and 53 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR traffic and weather first.
Hey, gang, it's Ryan Ermanni here. With spring finally arriving in Michigan, it is that time of the year when homeowners start noticing that winter really did to their roofs. Just the other week, many of us probably saw shingles blown right off due to high winds. If your roof is showing signs or wear or missing shingles, it is time to call Paramount Roofing. They are the team I recommend. Paramount Roofing specializes in full roof replacement systems designed specifically for Michigan winters. That means quality materials, expert installation, and a process that's smooth from start to finish. They'll start with a thorough inspection, walk you through your options, and make sure you understand exactly what your home needs. No surprises. And if you're worried about the timing or budget, Paramount Roofing offers no money down, plus 5 years, 0% interest, which makes protecting your home or your business a whole lot more manageable. They handle both residential and commercial roofing, so whether it's your home, your office, or the property you manage, they've got you covered. Get your free instant quote today at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com, Paramount Roofing.
Planning spring business travel? Start your trip the professional way with Metro Cars. Let a professional Metro Car chauffeur pick you right up at your doorstep and take you directly to curbside check-in. For executives and corporate travelers, time and reliability matter, whether you're catching an early morning flight, arriving for an important meeting, or arranging transportation for visiting clients and leadership teams. Metro Cars provides dependable airport transportation designed around your schedule. With experienced chauffeurs on a premium fleet of sedans, SUVs, vans, and buses, Metro Cars delivers a comfortable, quiet ride that allows you to stay focused and arrive prepared. Celebrating over 35 years of excellence, Metro Cars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. When your schedule matters and professionalism counts, trust the transportation company Michigan business travelers have relied on for 4 decades. Reserve your ride today at metrocars.com.
Say hello to another great voice. This is JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni on 760 WJR.
Hey, let's go on a Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason across the glass. Rich Luzensky is here as well. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to your Wednesday, midweek. whatever you're doing, thanks for making us part of your day. Want to thank everybody watching on YouTube as well. Just go to 760 WJR on YouTube. You can watch us, pop us up on the big screen at home, have us on in the background while you're getting some work done. And you can just another way to consume what we do here at WJR. I want to get right into the show today, if I could, because the government shutdown is ridiculous. Top DHS officials going to testify, or did testify earlier today on Capitol Hill, and share the impact of what this partial government shutdown has done on travel, on her agents. Acting TSA Deputy Administrator Ha McNeil, during her opening statement, this is some of the things that she said during her opening statement. TSA agents are sleeping in their cars at the airports to save gas money, selling their blood and plasma, and taking on second and third jobs to make ends meet, all while expected to perform at the highest level when in uniform to protect the traveling public. It is embarrassing what is happening to these TSA agents. The deputy administrator also talked about how her employees have lost their child care, gotten eviction notices, missed their bill payments, damaged their credit, been charged late fees, can't even get loans. 460 TSA agents have quit since the shutdown began. Thousands have called in sick. 40% call-out rates at some airports around the country. Atlanta, D.C., Houston, New Orleans, New York. It is completely unsustainable. Caroline Leavitt is at the podium at the White House right now, taking questions on the DHS funding bill, taking questions on the war in Iran. And, you know, for all the talk, the White House sending over this plan, the Democrats sending back a plan, there's no deal done. And at what point is enough enough? At what point is there just, I don't want to say a revolt, because I don't know what you do about it. But at what point will these lawmakers begin to feel the pressure? And who do you blame for this? Negotiations are taking place. Senate Republicans offered a plan. Senate Democrats offered a plan. Both sides rejected each other's plan. Now, this, again, I feel like I have to remind everybody, this all started over ICE and funding and reforms and everything that went on in Minneapolis, which I believe has pretty much been taken care of. ICE is already funded through the passage of the big, beautiful bill, by the way. So all of this seems pretty performative to me. ICE is going to get even more funding, probably through a separate reconciliation package where you just need a simple majority. So it's pretty frustrating to me. It's got to be pretty frustrating to these TSA agents who are selling their blood and their plasma, sleeping in their cars, going to food banks. You know, I saw a quote from one TSA agent say, he works for the federal government. He never thought he would be standing in line at a food bank because he cannot feed his family. It's embarrassing. And every lawmaker in Washington should be absolutely disgusted with themselves, because this isn't right what you're doing to people. This is not right. And it's not right what you're doing, putting people in the middle of a political chess game. Real lives, real people's lives. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Simple question. Who do you blame? I want to have a real conversation about it. Who is at fault? I'd love to know what you think. We'll take your calls next, but first, let me get to WJR's Marie Osborne, because President Donald Trump's approval rating has fallen to its lowest point since returning to the White House. We bring in Marie with a look at those numbers. Good morning, good afternoon, I should say, to you, Marie.
And hi, Ryan. So we're looking at a new Reuters Ipsos poll, and it shows just 36% of Americans approve of the president's job performance. That's down 4 points from last week. Rising gas, food prices all appear to be driving a lot of the frustration. Only 25% of those surveyed approve of Trump's handling of the cost of living, despite it being a centerpiece of his 2024 campaign. The president's war in Iran Also weighing very heavy on Americans' minds, the poll found 61% disapprove of U.S. strikes on Iran, up from over last week. Overall approval of the strikes has slipped to 35%. Now, while the president's standing remains strong within the Republican Party, disapproval among Republicans over the cost of living, that rose sharply. The Reuters Ipsos polls surveyed 1,272 adults nationwide. This happened between March 20th and the 23rd. So it was very much in the last week, and a margin of error of about 3 points, Ryan.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I think between the cost of gas, between the cost of goods, there's a war going on. Nobody likes that, but we'll see what the results are. Is this really short-term pain for long-term gain? If it is, those numbers will go up. If it's not, those numbers will stay down. And the longer the shutdown goes, I think everybody's numbers are going to go into the tank, but we'll see where it goes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Marie, we'll talk to you coming up. Big judgment in the social media trial we'll talk about coming up in the 3:00 hour with Marie. As we head to break here, another reason to fly Delta. We love our friends at Delta. They're ending the perks for Congress. The company said it is temporarily suspending its specialty services for lawmakers. Some of those perks included bypassing TSA lines, special escorts, and redcoat services. Delta CEO Ed Bastian blasted Congress for failing to authorize pay for TSA agents during the shutdown. He said on CNBC, quote, "It is inexcusable that our security agents, our frontline agents that are essential to what we do, are not being paid. And it's ridiculous to see them being used as political chips. So we are outraged." Who do you blame? 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Again, our top story today, the TSA deputy administrator testifying on Capitol Hill that her TSA agents are selling their blood and plasma, standing in lines at food banks, sleeping in their cars to save gas money. 460 of them have quit, 40% call-out rates. Somebody is to blame. Who? I'd love to hear from you regarding that. 800-859-0WJR. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Your phone calls on a Wednesday. Don't go anywhere. This is 760 WJR.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from real estate to remodeling. Bring the whole family for interactive exhibits, and attendees can win up to $25,000 in home improvements. Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday. Grab advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com. Traffic alert for Novi. There's construction on Novi Road limiting traffic to southbound only for the next 6 months. It's going to be a challenge, but good news. Local favorites like Guernsey Farms Dairy are still open and ready to serve. Access businesses from the north, and when you leave, just follow the posted detours with southbound traffic. Don't let the construction stop you. Plan ahead, because honestly, a little Guernsey Farms Dairy ice cream might be just what you need to make that road work a whole lot easier to deal with. Support local businesses and drive safe.
That's the Guernsey difference.
Every day, unsung heroes are transforming our neighborhoods. And 760 WJR's Michigan Voices with me, Marie Osborne, is here to tell their stories. But we need your help to find them. Do you know a local nonprofit or other community organization making an impact? Help us shine a spotlight on their work. Email the details to michiganvoices@wjr.com. Let's join forces to amplify the people building a better Michigan. Michigan Voices, Sunday mornings at 5:30, only on 760 WJR.
Our Representative Bill Huizenga is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Save more on the brand's Pros Trust during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
That accident on I-696 westbound after Inkster Road is cleared. We're still seeing some slow traffic from Telegraph. I-96 westbound after Grand River Avenue, that crash is cleared as well. Same goes for that wreck on M59 eastbound at Shaner Road. We do have some construction slowing you down on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275. That's blocking your two left lanes. And keep in mind, 14 Mile Road closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road. Authorities are still unsure as to when this will reopen. We've got that broken water main there. We'll be sure to let you know when it does. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Not a budget concern today. No impactful weather later tomorrow and tomorrow evening. Could have some bigger storms in. 55 cloudy this afternoon. Tonight, 48 mainly cloudy. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, which will last into tomorrow night early. That's the best chance of severe weather toward the evening hours. Could get into the upper 60s tomorrow. The front clears, and Friday the sky will clear as we go through the day with a high of only 40. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up Thursday on JR Morning, we'll get on the couch for a Therapy Thursday with Dr. Steve.
About time somebody got some therapy.
What was that?
Nothing. Anything. Therapy Thursday at 7:19 right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app. And some of us need it more than others.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
That was actually a really funny promo. Good job, Lloyd. Good job, Chris. Way to go. Day 40 of the government shutdown. Fox News reporting that the DHS funding deal is falling apart. The Senate GOP offered to fund all of DHS except the ICE deportations wing. The Dems have countered and demanded additional concessions. They want major ICE reforms. They want unmasking. They want judicial warrants. That's never going to happen. Now, Mark Wayne Mullen, new Secretary of DHS, he does say, okay, if you want to go into a home, we'll get the judicial warrants. But if you need a judicial warrant for each and every single of the 8 to 20 million illegal immigrants that are here, it's not feasible. Those are non-starters. The GOP says, why would we agree to reforms for an agency being defunded? The Dems had an offer on the table to carve out ICE's removal operations and fund everything else within DHS, and they are saying no. They demand these ICE reforms. GOP says no. We're not going to reform ICE for something you're not even funding as part of the deal. Shutdown is on day 40. Who do you blame for this? Who do you blame? 800-859-0957. Vince in Northville, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, Vince?
Sir, how are you doing? Today's a good day for us construction guys because the frost laws are lifted. Let the building season begin.
Let's go, Vince. Get him up.
So,
Get him up.
Oh, brother, they all left this morning. I think we're dealing with over 500 12-year-olds, okay? This country cannot survive the way we're going right now. I mean, you're putting Americans in harm's way because we don't have the security people at the TSA to go ahead and protect us, okay? We are begging. This country is on their knees begging for another massive terrorist attack. And I hate to say this, I'm former military. It's coming. And the one that's coming to this country is going to make 9/11 pale in comparison. We cannot, as a country, continue to act this way because you've got a bunch of 12 years old on the Democrat side as well as the Republican side acting like a bunch of kids with me and you caught in the middle. Somebody's going to get killed. Major terrorist attacks going to happen, and they're still going to point fingers at each other and say, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and we, the American people, of 340 million of us, are going to suffer the consequences.
It's completely...
Think about it. No, think about this. In 17 days, you're going to go file your taxes, and you're going to file your taxes. Some of us got to pay, and some of us are going to get returns back. What are we paying for, sir?
You
what
tell
are
me.
We paying for?
You tell me, Vince. You tell me. I'm going to have to pay this year, and it is a stomach churning check that you're right. Even if it's $1 to give this government $1 of my money makes me sick.
Yeah,
it does because this is a completely unsustainable path forward. What we're doing now,
we're not going to make it. We're not. We can't make it.
Well. Look, I don't want to say we can't because we always have, but
we've never been like this, Kevin. We've never been like this where we are right now in 2026 in American history. We have never been this, even in the 60s and 70s on the college campuses with the riots.
This is as bad.
Never this bad,
Vince. It's as bad as it's been in my life. I'm 47 years old. I appreciate it. Hey, man, it is construction season. God bless you, and thanks for your service to the country. Jason in Clarkston, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good, Ryan. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, sir.
I absolutely blame the Democrat Party putting the common citizen that pays their wages in harm's way. Congress, Vince was right. I think they're worse than 12-year-olds. They pay no consequences for their actions. Delta should have stepped up 6 weeks ago. Said, no, we're not giving you any more perks. They should have their pay suspended. They should not be paid another dime, no perks, nothing. Buy your own lunches, get your own prescriptions, go through what the average American goes through on a day-to-day basis. And when this does get settled, because eventually it will, whatever timeline that it takes for that to get settled, their pay stops for the same amount of time that TSA does not get funded.
And it'll never happen. Jason, it should happen. It will never happen because it will affect them. It is, it's kind of funny because, unless something affects them, they don't care. They don't care because they don't wait in 4-hour TSA lines. And thankfully, we have been spared that kind of a delay here in Detroit. We have been spared. Our TSA agents are not calling out sick, but 40% call out rates at Atlanta, D.C., Houston, New Orleans, New York, just to name a few. It is an unsustainable path forward. Let me get to Mark in Brownstown. You're on 760 WJR. How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just wanted to agree with your last caller. This is a Democrat problem. This is not a Republican problem. There might be one or two Republicans that, won't go all the way with the president's plan, but the Democrats are the ones that are voting for this not to be, paid. And so when it comes to ICE, did you know that when they were helping out at the airport that these crazy liberals were taking pictures of them because they weren't wearing masks so they can find out who they were later? And then I just wanted to make one other thing about this war in Iran.
Yeah, go ahead.
Iran funded bin Laden for 9/11. They've funded every one of these crazy terrorist attacks for the last 40 years. This has to stop.
Well,
and so I don't know.
Iran's playing.
Understand.
Go ahead. Finish your point, Mark. I'm sorry.
Okay, so they fund all of this stuff. They funded October the 6th. That's what they do. That's their whole mission in life, is to cause chaos and to kill Jews and anybody that supports them. I don't understand what the problem is.
Look,
They've
Iran
always lied.
is playing hardball now with a potential ceasefire. That's a different topic for maybe a different segment. I appreciate it, Mark, and maybe we can check in on Operation Epic Fury. But right now, I really want to focus on this DHS funding bill, because I will say this: there is one side that is voting yes and one side that is voting no. And the side that is voting no, that's where I was going. And thanks so much for the call, Mark. There is one side that is voting no. That is the side that I blame. And I'll say this too. It is the Democrats who are always against one-off bills. Always against it. Democrats put forward fund TSA only. Okay, fine. I wish everything was a one-off bill. I would vote if every single last line-by-line item in the government could be a one-off bill. I am for that. Well, it won't. It'll clog up Congress. It'll clog up too much of the legislative time. Well, okay, but you're willing to clog up the judicial system with warrant after warrant for 8 to 20 million illegal immigrants. You want a one-off TSA bill in this, but you won't do a one-off, let's say, just for instance, Save America Act bill. So it's like everybody picks and chooses what they want to do here. So yes, one side is voting yes to fund the government. One side is voting no. That's the side I blame. And I'll tell you this much too. There was just a 18-year-old Loyola Chicago student. Her name is Sheridan Gordon. She was just killed walking in Chicago by an illegal alien, a Venezuelan illegal alien killed, who shouldn't have been here in the first place. And you want to get rid of ICE? What is happening? My goodness. 760 WJR.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from real estate to remodeling. Bring the whole family for interactive exhibits, and attendees can win up to $25,000 in home improvements. Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday. Grab advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com.
Like us on Facebook at WJR Radio.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm John Saucier. A jury in Los Angeles has found both Meta and YouTube are liable in a first-of-its-kind lawsuit aiming to hold social media platforms responsible for harm to children. They've awarded the plaintiff $3 million in damages. This after more than 40 hours of deliberation. The jury decided that each company's negligence was a substantial factor in causing harm to the plaintiff, a now 20-year-old woman who says her use of social media as a child addicted her to the technology and exacerbated her mental health struggles. The company's not off the hook yet for just $3 million. The jury decided they acted with malice, so there will be punitive damages. A Meta spokesperson in a statement says, "We respectfully disagree with the verdict and evaluating our legal options." The war with Iran continues. House Speaker Mike Johnson wants it over.
We're wrapping up Operation Epic Fury. That's what I think. And I think it will be done in short order, and that'll be right on schedule.
America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Is your roof showing its age? Now's the perfect time to replace it with Weather Seal Home Improvements. For a limited time, when you choose Weather Seal for your roof project, you'll receive a $500 gas card. That's a brand new roof and money for the pump. Now that's a good deal. Scheduled today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. Expect occasional stop and go on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275. We still have that construction project blocking your two left lanes. That wreck on I-696 westbound after Inkster Road has cleared, and 14 Mile Road still closed between Drake Road and Farmington Road due to a broken water main. Please avoid until further notice. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Overcast this afternoon, a high of 58. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 47. Cloudy skies in the morning for Thursday. Rain in the afternoon with a high of 66. Right now, it's mostly cloudy, 53 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR traffic and weather first.
Hey, gang, it's Ryan Ermanni here. With spring arriving in Michigan, it is that time of the year when homeowners start to notice what winter really did to their roofs. Just the other week, many of us probably saw shingles blown right off of those roofs due to those high winds. If your roof is showing signs of wear or missing shingles, it's time to call Paramount Roofing. They are the team that I recommend. Paramount Roofing specializes in full roof replacement systems designed specifically for Michigan weather. What that means is quality materials, expert installation, and a process that's smooth from start to finish. They'll start with a thorough inspection, walk you through your options, and make sure you understand exactly what your home needs. No surprises. And if you're worried about timing or budget, Paramount Roofing offers no money down plus 5 years, 0% interest, which makes protecting your home or your business a whole lot more manageable. Get your instant free quote today at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com. Paramount Roofing.
Spring is here, and so are the savings at Clarkston Window and Door. This month, get 37% off installed replacement windows, plus 0% financing for 15 months. You heard that right, 37% off, 0% financing for 15 months. And Clarkston is even giving you free exterior color on top of all that. Call Clarkston Window and Door today or visit us online.
We sell, we install, that's right, we do it all. Clarkston Window and Door.
Hey there, homeowners. Living in Michigan means enjoying the beauty of all four seasons, but it also comes with unpredictable weather. Weather that can cause power surges, which can pose serious threats to appliances, heating and cooling systems, and expensive electronics. Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical to let you know that whole home surge protectors can save you thousands in potential damages and give you peace of mind. Visit familyheating.com to find the location nearest you and ask about our whole home surge protectors today. That's familyheating.com.
Planning spring business travel? Start your trip the professional way with Metro Cars. Let a professional MetroCar chauffeur pick you right up at your doorstep and take you directly to curbside check-in. For executives and corporate travelers, time and reliability matter, whether you're catching an early morning flight, arriving for an important meeting, or arranging transportation for visiting clients and leadership teams. MetroCars provides dependable airport transportation designed around your schedule. With experienced chauffeurs on a premium fleet of sedans, SUVs, vans, and buses, MetroCars delivers a comfortable, quiet ride that allows you to stay focused and arrive prepared. Celebrating over 35 years of excellence, MetroCars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. When your schedule matters and professionalism counts, trust the transportation company Michigan business travelers have relied on for 4 decades. Reserve your ride today at metrocars.com.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose?
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets. The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics and stories.
Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
But at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Dietz can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's can't miss radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that'll get you talking all day.
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
And into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Dietz. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz. Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
There was a time in my life, and I am very blessed now. God has blessed me with I could go on and on with the ways in which God has blessed me. But there was a time in my life where I, too, was paycheck to paycheck and could barely pay my bills. And so when I see these TSA agents and the things that they have to do because somebody in Washington is not doing their job or playing a political game, using them as pawns in their little political game or their clown show, I get very upset about it. And I generally am not a guy that gets upset about too much. But I felt this testimony today from acting TSA Deputy Administrator Ha McNeil, in which she detailed that her TSA agents are sleeping in their cars to save gas. They are selling their blood in plasma, taking second and third jobs to make ends meet. They also have gotten their childcare, lost their childcare, gotten eviction notices, missed their bill payments, damaged their credit, been charged late fees, standing in line at food banks. All of that stuff hits me a little different because there was a time in my life as well that I was paycheck to paycheck, couldn't barely pay my bills. And if it was by no fault of my own that I was not getting paid and had to resort to some of these things, it's very upsetting. And I think everybody should be outraged. And I would love for every lawmaker, specifically the Democrats who are voting no, to understand, have your paycheck taken away. See how you like that. Let me get to Andy in Waterford. You're on 760 WJR. Hi, Andy.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for placing
feel like you've run down a rabbit hole here. So let's back up a bit. So they're not voting for it, which we know, because they want to protect the people they brought in. That's really not the issue. The issue is they've got the government shut down. So with the government shut down, that kind of freezes the funding and people looking into where the money goes. So if you look at Elon Musk, who said that 40% of the budget goes to NGOs, and you look at the massive fraud in the NGOs, and you got a national budget of $7 trillion, $6 trillion coming in, $1 trillion that we overspend. So you got $7 trillion, you take 40% of that, conservatively, that's $3 trillion a year in fraud.
Well,
that's what they want you to look at.
Andy, you got guys like Bernie Sanders and some of even the Democratic lawmakers talking about how much money the United States is spending, $22 billion on Operation Epic Fury. Never once did they post about the $9 billion of fraud in Minneapolis or the $275 million spent on the war in Ukraine. It's pick and choose what supports your argument, and it's just wrong. And at some point, hopefully people just wise up or smart up or do whatever they got to do to make sure this stuff doesn't happen. Andy, thanks for the call. Let me get to Francis in Grosse Pointe. Francis, you're on 760 WJR.
I'll make this real quick. I think that I'm at the airport picking my daughter up. The real picture, you got to use Spock logic. The real picture is that the plans are to give these people amnesty so that they can vote in 2028, and then it's game over. That's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, that's the theorized game plan all along. There's no other reason to bring in or open up the border and allow 8 to 20 million people, whatever the real number is, across. There's no doubt about that. Appreciate the call, Francis. Hopefully everything is fine out over there at DTW, and that's what we've seen anyway. DTW has been moving smoothly. Let me get to my main man, Gary in Brownstown. Gary, you're on 760 WJR. Shout out to you, Gary. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Ryan, your favorite retired aircraft controller. How you doing?
Doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, as an aircraft controller, I went through this several times.
Hey, are you on a speakerphone, Gary? Are you on a speakerphone? Can you get off a speakerphone? It's just hard to hear you.
Hey, hold on.
Hold
on.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Give it a try,
I got
Gary.
a problem with my phone. Can
there
you hear
you
me
go.
now, sir?
Much better. Much better.
Hello.
Yep, we got you, Gary. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got this earbud in my ear trying to do this high-tech stuff. I'm an older guy.
Much better.
Anyway, so I went through this several times with an air traffic controller. We never actually got our pay docked, but we came close. But I went to a seminar in February of 2001. I'll never forget this. The Secretary of Transportation was Norman Mineta, and he was talking about how the aviation system was, was really going full bore, more flights, and it was really perking. And then September 11th hit. That's when the TSA agents, they were previously private guards, became federalized. And my thought is nobody's talking about this, but with all the stuff going on in their head, they're trying to, pay their bills and everything else. They're not able to perform optimally. We got all these lone wolves out there. They're always catching guns and all kinds of contraband. We need to get this settled today. If anybody's in Congress is listening, maybe Debbie Dingo's still listening. You need to do it today, if nothing else, for the security of our country.
Nobody cares, Gary. Sadly, nobody cares because it doesn't affect them. Nobody cares because it doesn't affect them. It's all political games. It's all political games.
One other thing, Ryan. They say they can't pay their bills. They're, as far as I know, federal employees, their health insurance premiums are taken out of their paycheck. So if they're not able to pay those premiums, are they still covered with health insurance? I've heard nobody talk about that.
Yeah, that is, Gary. I don't know about that. It just doesn't seem right. We got full lines right now. Everybody stay there. Everybody stay there. I'll try to get to you at the top of the hour. I do want to pivot to a story that was in an opinion piece in the Detroit News today. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday. It's people are moving with their feet. Well, there's a $1 billion idea that Detroit should consider. That is the opinion piece in the Detroit News. And it talks about that millionaire tax. 760 WJR.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hi, I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. No. I said more fun! When I was a kid, a Children's Miracle Network hospital helped me get back on my feet, literally. So trust me when I say that these places aren't just hospitals. They are hope factories. Children's Miracle Network is hospitals, programs, partners, and donors like you. Join us in making big change for all kids. Visit us online at cmn.org.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Renee Fluker, founder and CEO of College Career Beyond Midnight Golf, is proud of her program.
From 17 to over 3,000 young people that we still stay in contact with. I'm doing a database now. The first Midnight Golf kids up until 2018, and you should see their careers.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
Detroit celebrates the power of women. From the Henry Ford Museum to the Regional Chamber, we're honoring our trailblazers. Join us for local summits, jazz tributes, and community workshops through the month of March. It's time to give, to gain, and lift every voice. Find a full list of International Women's Month events at visitdetroit.com. Let's move Detroit forward together.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
We've got some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between Chalmers Street and Cadju, and some construction blocking your two left lanes on the Jeffries westbound between Levan Road and I-275. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
All right, good push of mild air coming in out ahead of the next cold front. That'll bring some impactful weather tomorrow evening. The good old double nickel this afternoon, 55, mainly overcast. Tonight, cloudy upper 40s. Surrounding areas a little bit colder. Tomorrow, showers, thunderstorms, best chance in the afternoon and the evening hours. And I think that window in the evening, 5 to about 8 o'clock, there could be some severe storms. Highs in the upper 60s tomorrow. The front goes through, and much colder Friday. Clouds give way to sunshine, high 40. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
So there was a really thought-provoking piece in the Detroit News today. It was an opinion piece by Michael Reitz, the Executive Vice President of the Mackinac Center for Public Policy. And he discussed what is happening around the country. And we actually talked about this over the last couple of days. The new IRS data that has come out saying red states have gained $37.2 billion of income in 492,000 filers. Blue states have lost $40.8 billion, 520,000 filers. Miami has gotten a 94% wealth surge in the last decade, 40,000 millionaires, 180 centimillionaires, 20 billionaires. Highlight Howard Schultz, the Starbucks founder, who was a champion for progressive issues for the entirety of his career. The minute it affected him and the wealth tax happened in Washington State, he moves to Florida. But the opinion piece in the Detroit News today by Michael Reitz. Michael joins us now talking about how the city of Detroit needs more game-changing ideas, and perhaps there is one. How you doing, Michael? Thanks for the time, and thanks for being flexible with us today.
I'm doing well, and thanks for having me on. It's going to be fun.
So talk to me about your piece. In your words, what are some of the thought-provoking, game-changing ideas that the city of Detroit needs, in your opinion, as it relates to Rod Lockwood, who you wrote about?
Yeah, so the you set this up really well, because the point of the piece is that public policy decisions that our lawmakers and city officials make, they have a direct impact on population in a state or in a city, and it has a direct impact on people's willingness to stick around. And we see that, of course, when a major icon like Howard Schultz leaves Seattle, and I lived in Washington State for a little while, so it's stunning to see that he's leaving Seattle. But when someone like that leaves a state, it makes headlines. But what you don't necessarily see headlines for are the hundreds of thousands of people that are moving out of high tax, high regulation states and moving into states that allow for more entrepreneurialism and more development. And so the piece that you mentioned that I wrote today talks about an idea that's brought forth by my friend Rod Lockwood. And he's a lifetime builder in the Detroit area. He's built affordable housing his entire career. He's worked with the Mackinac Center. He's worked with Michigan Chamber. So very thoughtful entrepreneur who has proposed that the city of Detroit sell development rights for Belle Isle, and that the island be developed as a special economic zone, almost in the tradition of Singapore or Hong Kong, or one of those zones that allows for significant investment and low taxation and low regulation. This is an idea that Rod's been championing for a few years, but he's just released a new edition of his book, Belle Isle, Detroit's Game Changer, where he talks about this idea and how it could spur income for the city of Detroit, for the state of Michigan, and could create real opportunity for its people.
And this would all be privately funded. It would still be part of Detroit, still be part of Michigan, open to the public still, but just be its own city with its own tax code, its own governance, its own services. And you go through that. This is a game-changing idea. And I believe over time, over the years, over the decades, people look at Belle Isle and what can we do with it? There's a lot you can do with it, but what are you willing to part with? And that would be part of this, right? I mean, is the city of Detroit willing to take this kind of investment?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. And it's a big idea. It's kind of a new in public policy circles and political circles. I think when President Trump was running for this current term, he introduced the idea of freedom cities. It is a rare thing for new cities to be developed and founded in America today. I mean, it's been decades since since a new major city has been founded, and this would require. It probably would require a lot of action, probably congressional act, some kind of state collaboration, from the Michigan legislature, and then the city of Detroit would have to agree to either sell or lease development rights to Belle Isle. But what that would enable is a flood of investment and development into a region that we know needs it, and that has struggled for decades. And the way it's designed is to even create revenue for the city of Detroit, not just for the benefit of Belle Isle.
Talking to Michael Reitz, the executive vice president of the Mackinac Center for Public Policy, about the opinion piece in the Detroit News today. And again, look, this is a big idea, but at the same time, when you look at how people are voting with their feet, what you look at what happened over the last decade for the state of Florida. Why? Because of all the advantages, all the opportunities that come along with doing business in that state. Whether it's, Mark Zuckerberg, whether it's Howard Schultz, whether it's Joe Rogan, who left California. If people have the Elon Musk, if people have the opportunity to vote with their feet, they are doing that. This IRS story that we did yesterday, Florida, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Arizona, Nevada, Idaho, Georgia, all with gains, billion-dollar gains in income and filers. In states that don't play ball or that want to tax you or that are unfriendly to business, you're going to lose. And Michigan, by the way, is in the bottom 10 of that chart. I thought one of the things that was interesting about this piece, Michael, is how Detroiters feel about it. In November, Mitchell Research and Communications, 51% of Michigan voters supported making Belle Isle special economic zone. And among likely Detroit voters, that number was 68%. That was pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I think that's it's a indication that the public is willing to talk about big ideas, and the natural reaction to something that's either novel or really bold is critics will immediately stand up and tell you why it could never happen.
Exactly. You can even do that at your workplace, right? You got a big idea at your workplace. No, we can't do that.
Yeah, but I think people. You're right. People know how the economy is going, even if they couldn't necessarily tell you the exact numbers and GDP and all that. They can tell you if they're doing well or not, and they can tell you if their neighbors are doing well or not. And this exodus out of states, including Michigan, into states that have better business climate, better climate for families, it's real. And if Michigan wants to be a population growth state, which Governor Whitmer has rightly said is a goal of hers, we've got to make this more friendly to that kind of development.
This IRS data information that came out said Michigan lost $1 billion worth of income in the year 2023. People, whether they were out of work or that left, that's a lot of money for a state to lose. Michael, thank you so much for hopping on with us and, again, being flexible. We really appreciate it. Really enjoy this. It's a big idea, and love to talk about it. Thanks so much. If you got anything more on this, let's please have an open line of discussion on it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll get back to our top story of the day, DHS funding. Who do you blame? People still on hold for that. We'll get your calls and headlines. Top of the hour, 760 WJR.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from real estate to remodeling. Bring the whole family for interactive exhibits, and attendees can win up to $25,000 in home improvements. Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday. Grab advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com.
I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. We make mortgages easy, and we believe transparency is the key to great client service. Our clients get the lowest rate and fees while communicating with one home loan advisor from start to finish. To make your experience even easier, we're going to cover the cost of your appraisal. Transparent and direct communication, lowest rates and fees, and a free appraisal. The client just means more at Hall Financial. 866-CALL-HALL or callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, equal housing lender. NMLS number 1467435.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from real estate to remodeling. Bring the whole family for interactive exhibits, and attendees can win up to $25,000 in home improvements. Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday. Grab advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com.
Our Representative Tom Barrett is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
This is a Fox News alert. Two tech giants lose in court on Lisa Brady. Meta and YouTube, which is owned by Google, are each found liable in a landmark case over claims of social media addiction.
A jury in Los Angeles finding Meta and YouTube liable for negligence and failure to warn. The case centering on a now 20-year-old plaintiff, KGM, who alleged the tech companies knowingly created addictive platforms that led to her depression and self-harm at a young age, joining YouTube and Instagram before she was 10 years old. Both companies denied the claims. They've been ordered to pay $3 million in damages, with Meta fronting 70% of the cost and YouTube 30%. The verdict comes a day after a jury in New Mexico ordered Meta to pay $375 million in damages, finding it misled users about the safety of its platforms and enabled child predators.
Fox's Christian Goodwin. Meta plans to appeal that New Mexico verdict and says it's reviewing and disagrees with the finding in the LA case, which still has a decision pending on punitive damages. Google says it plans to appeal. The White House warning Iran President Trump is not bluffing.
Their last miscalculation cost them their senior leadership, their Navy, their Air Force, and their air defense system.
Spokeswoman Caroline Levitt urging Iran to make a deal while not confirming details of a U.S. proposal that Iranian state media says Iran rejected. A stalemate continues over Homeland Security funding.
For nearly 6 weeks, Democrats in Congress have kept DHS shut down because they care more about illegal aliens than American citizens.
Democrats pushing for immigration enforcement changes blame Republicans for the shutdown. House Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar.
We only need 4 House Republicans to join us to force a vote to fund Homeland Security and put an end to the chaos.
But Senate Republicans say Democrats reneged on a partial funding compromise. America is listening to Fox News.
Get those W2s ready.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Because tax season is almost over. We got some construction on the southbound lodge between Glendale Street and Webb Street. Also on the Jeffries westbound between Levan Road and I-275. And keep in mind, 14 Mile Road still closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road. Please avoid until further notice. Authorities are still unsure to when this will reopen. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Overcast this afternoon, a high of 58. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 47. Cloudy skies in the morning for Thursday. Rain in the afternoon with a high of 66. Right now, it's mostly cloudy and 54 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
People call Michigan Auto Law when they need help, not just because we win more million-dollar settlements than any firm in Michigan, which we do. They call because we care. We have your back. From the first call to your final settlement, we treat you like a person, not a case number. Ask our client, Sean Herrera.
Their expertise as car accident attorneys and dedication as personal injury lawyers truly stood out. They took the time to explain every detail. ensuring I felt supported and informed throughout my case.
Go to autolaw.com.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
It's more than news. It's a conversation. This is JR Afternoon on WJR. Here's Ryan Ermanni.
Totally jacked for hour number 2 here on a Wednesday. We're having a lot of fun today, talking about a lot of the hot button issues, including the DHS testimony. You're going to hear some of that momentarily from the TSA deputy administrator. It is incredible what some of these TSA agents are going through just to put food on the table. And there are very few things that make me mad. Very few. But when you are essentially using people as political pawns, I got a problem with it. And I think a lot of people have a problem with it as well, because our lines have been full essentially the entire show. I've got one open line, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Everybody on hold. I'm going to get back to our top story. I am going to take your calls, but I want to get to this breaking news that happened earlier this afternoon. Meta facing a major legal setback after a New Mexico jury ruled the tech giant misled users about the safety of its platforms, ultimately enabling the sexual exploitation of minors. Meta and Google found liable in the social media trial. Let's get out to WJR's Marie Osborne with more on this story. Hey, Marie.
This afternoon, just a couple of hours ago, Meta and Google were found negligent in a social media addiction trial. This one was in Los Angeles, and this potentially sets the stage for a lot of similar lawsuits that have been brought against these big tech companies. So let's head back to New Mexico. That story started in 2023 when the state attorney general, Raul Torres, accused the company of failing to protect kids by allowing predators to contact children on the platform. It was a 6-week trial, and the jury agreed. They ordered Meta to pay $375 million for violating state consumer protection laws. The attorney general called it a historic victory. Meta says it's going to appeal, and a spokesperson for the company insisted the company remains confident in its record of protecting teens online. That case was the first loss for Meta in a wave of lawsuits from individual school district states claiming that these social media platforms harm young users. Now, this one that we're talking about from today, where the jury just delivered this verdict, that was in Los Angeles. It involved Meta and it involved YouTube. So it was 9 days of deliberation on that one. And the jury found Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, and Google, which owns YouTube, negligent. It was a 10-2 vote. They said they knew their design was dangerous and failed to warn the plaintiffs. The jury awarding $3 million in compensatory damages in that case. Punitive damages on both of these cases still to be decided, Ryan.
See, this is why we have you, Marie, because there's so much going on in these. You've got the New Mexico, you've got the Los Angeles, Meta, Instagram, YouTube, Google. It is insane. And I think we're just all learning about the real life downfalls, pitfalls of social media.
Yep. Well, those of us, you have children in this young age group. Mine are grown, but I still worry about kids in our community about this. So this is really important to all of us to really pay attention to these rulings and what they really mean.
It's the number one fight in my household about social media and the internet and YouTube. Thanks, Marie. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it. All right. Getting back to the news of the day and really the hot button issue that everybody is kind of fired up about. It is acting TSA Deputy Administrator Ha McNeil testified before Congress today that TSA agents are sleeping in their cars at airports to save gas money, selling their blood and their plasma, taking second and third jobs. They are standing in line at food banks. They have lost childcare. They have gotten eviction notices, missed their bill payments, damaged their credit, been charged late fees, can't even get a loan in the meantime. It is brutal what's happening to these TSA agents. 460 plus of them have quit since the shutdown began. 40% call out rates at airports around the country: Atlanta, D.C., Houston, New Orleans, New York. It is completely unsustainable. Who do you blame? 800-859-0WJR. There's one side voting yes, one side voting no. This is part of an interaction today with a Democratic lawmaker, Dan Goldman, and Ha McNeil, who is the acting TSA Deputy Administrator. I mean, listen to the vitriol, or just the complete, total lack of respect that this Dan Goldman has for somebody there doing their job.
Would you rather have your agency fully funded so everyone can be paid and retroactively, or would you rather have ICE officers assisting you at airports?
If DHS is funded, TSA will be funded.
And would you rather have that, or would you rather have the ICE agents who are at airports right now helping you?
I think that if we don't want ICE agents
Can you just
at
answer the
airports, then we
question?
need to fund the departments.
It's not a complicated question, ma'am. It's not a complicated question. Would you rather have TSA funded or ICE agents helping your agency at the airport?
Paying the employees for the work that they are doing is also not a complicated question.
Well, I'm asking the questions.
Yeah, you
and
are,
you're
big guy.
answering them. And I would like to understand whether you are happy to have ICE agents there or whether you would rather have your own TSA officers there.
Big
Under normal order, they would be performing, TSA would be performing our operations, and that is the ideal state. But I am also thankful for ICE for being there to help alleviate the burden that our workforce is feeling, because we are in the third shutdown of this fiscal year.
Dan Goldman, lawmaker, United States representative. Incredible. Of course, educated at Yale, Ivy League. He's from Yale University, part of the Democratic Party from Yale, talking down to a TSA administrator who is fighting for her employees to get paid. Nope. No good. No bueno. Let's go to the phones and bring in who's been waiting the longest here. Let's go to Mark in Rochester Hills. Hey, Mark, you're on 760 WJR. Hi, Mark. Sorry for the long wait, my man.
I know it's been long to wait, but I didn't know it would be this long.
Sorry, I
okay.
apologize.
It's okay. Next time I have to ask the lady how long it's gonna be. If it's
It would never.
long,
It never is this long. Never is this long. I had to do it, but anyway, continue. You're on the air now. You're on the air.
I talked to you 2 days ago. It wasn't. Yeah, I understand that. My question is, nobody asked why do we have TSA? I'm a bilingual myself. I'm an immigrant myself as refugee, and nobody asked why do we have TSA at the airports or everywhere else. We didn't have that way back 30 years ago. We used to go to the airport and go to the gate directly.
Yeah.
Why do we have? Nobody asked for that, but people in America, Democrats especially, voted for Barack Hussein Obama, who ruined everything with us, put us in this spot where we have to get to all these things with Iran, with TSA, with the border, with everything. And now they're complaining about other issues.
Well,
young people.
Mark, we got TSA after the 9/11 attacks. When the
I understand that. That's why we have they voted for that guy after 9/11 by 70 years. They forgot about 9/11. They forgot. I don't know why. But anyway.
I don't know why either. Mark, I apologize for the delay. Thanks so much. Rod, Ken, Melissa, Rob, everybody stay right there. Get to you next, 760 WJR.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
It is a reflection of your response to this program that we get to take this thing to the next level. These gigantic shows. This is going to be so much fun. It's unbelievable.
In-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
I've got updates. I've got big stories. We'll sort through the truth of what's really going on. So buckle up. Here it comes.
The Vince Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Quick story. I needed new glasses. And like many of you, I thought, well, I can go online. That's easy. But then I remembered the last time I did that, it wasn't easy. They didn't look good on me and they weren't cheap. So then what? You can't take them back to the store. It's the web. Then I remembered Direct Optical Optique. Many of you got your glasses there. You looked great and had a wonderful experience. And that's what I remembered, the experience. I remembered Mariana, Frame Stylist of the Year, and how great she and her staff were at helping me find the right frame at a good price. And that's all we want, right? And they have 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to the IKEA. Go see Mariana at Direct Optical Optique. She still knows everybody by name. 3 generations of loyal customers for a reason, because you get the attention you deserve. Direct Optical Optique in West Bloomfield and in Canton, and at OptiqueDetroit.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Warmer weather is here, and the weeds aren't far behind. But the lawn care pros at True Green are ready. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com by April 7th and get 6 weeks free. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings. 48 hours, you could be sitting in the shade this week. Mary Grove, motorized, no crank. Built in Detroit for over 90 years. Book your free appointment now at marygrove.com or by calling 1-800-44-AWNING. We've got some slow traffic on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and the Lodge. Construction slowing you down on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275. That's blocking your 2 left lanes. We also have a slower commute on I-94 eastbound between Harper Avenue and North River Road, and more roadwork blocking your left lane on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Mild weather will continue to come in into the 60s by tomorrow, and then much colder by Friday. Mid-50s today, mainly cloudy, maybe a peak or 2 of sunshine. Tonight, mainly overcast, upper 40s. Suburbs will get a little bit colder. Tomorrow in the upper 60s, scattered showers, afternoon thunderstorms right into tomorrow evening, and even the chance, a slight risk of severe weather with wind and hail, possibly a tornado before it ends later tomorrow night. Then the colder air in behind the front. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine. High 40. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Searching and searching up and down the dial for NCAA men's basketball. All the most important games from this week's giant matchup right down to the final game. What are you searching for? You're already there. The NCAA playoffs are here, courtesy of Westwood One on 760 WJR.
If you've been listening to this radio show, I started July 7th, the date that I treasure. That's also my mom's birthday to July 7th. How about that? But that's the day I started here. I try to not get so personally invested in a story. Just try to talk about the story, have an opinion about it, share it, have a discussion. I feel so personally invested in this DHS story for these TSA agents because it's completely unnecessary. And I just hate injustice. People are working and they don't get paid, and it's not for any particular reason. And then when you have Democratic lawmakers like Dan Goldman, listen, I'm just going to play the first 25 seconds of it. Listen to his language to the acting TSA deputy administrator. Listen to the way he's talking to her.
Would you rather have your agency fully funded so everyone can be paid and retroactively, or would you rather have ICE officers assisting you at airports?
If DHS is funded, TSA will be funded.
And would you rather have that, or would you rather have the
What a
ICE agents who are at
sarcastic-
airports right now helping you?
I think that if we don't want ICE agents,
Can you just answer the question?
Just answer the question,
It's not a
Dan.
complicated question,
Come on,
man. It's not a
Dan.
complicated question. Would you rather have TSA funded or ICE agents helping your agency at the airport?
Paying the employees for the work that they are doing is also not a complicated question.
Well, I'm asking the questions.
What a tough guy. What a tough guy. And I mentioned this earlier, but one of the reasons why I feel so invested in this is because if you, and again, I've said, I am so blessed. God bless me. Amen. All of that. But there was a time in my life I could barely pay my bills, paycheck to paycheck, doing the best you can to fight and claw to make ends meet. And when I hear that TSA agents have to sell their blood and plasma, that hits differently with me. When I hear that they are getting eviction notices, when I hear that they're missing their bill payments, when I hear that they've lost their child care, when I hear that they're sleeping in their cars to save gas money because lawmakers are voting no on some performative political objective, that hits me different. And then you look at a guy like Dan Goldman, a Democratic representative from New York. Do you think that Dan Goldman ever missed a paycheck? Do you think that Dan Goldman ever was a paycheck-to-paycheck guy? The way in which he spoke to this TSA deputy administrator is nauseating. But this is what you are getting in Washington, especially with the Democratic Party right now that is voting against funding the Department of Homeland Security. Also, funding the Department of Homeland Security, and you are against ICE, which, by the way, an 18-year-old Loyola Chicago student her name is Sheridan Gorman. She was just murdered by a Venezuelan illegal alien. But yeah, let's defund ICE. Let's get rid of ICE. Dan Goldman, by the way, from Yale University. He is Dan Goldman is the heir to Levi's. The jeans. The heir to Levi's. He does not understand what it's like to be going through what you or I or anybody else has gone through. This is somebody that doesn't get the struggle. This is somebody that doesn't care. Period. End of story. Melissa in Roseville, you're on 760 WJR. Hi, Melissa.
Hello there. That's Groseville, not Roseville.
Oh, Gross Eel. Hi, I'm sorry. It's a little snafu on my screen there. How you doing,
No
Melissa?
problem. I'm okay, and sounds like you're doing well. I just want to say I do believe this is a Democrat issue with the TSA, but it's not a situation right now. It's a plan. I mean, this is connected to so many things. You know, Obama and Clinton were, they had managed immigration, and Democrats were on board. Trump came in office. They flipped the script. All of a sudden, they refused to build the wall. They began claiming Trump's efforts to stop what was going on at the border. They claimed it was racist. They came into office, they opened the border. We know they're the ones that have encouraged people come out and harass the ICE agents. That turned around and led to an incident that they now are using to turn around and stop ICE from operating if they possibly can, certainly to limit them. Now they want judicial warrants, and this problem is heavily in sanctuary cities or states with sanctuary cities.
Sanctuary cities and sanctuary policy was great until there were busloads of illegal immigrants dropped off at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, true. But judges in those states they're not going to sign judicial warrants.
No, it's not. It's not even
and
feasible.
Now, we come down to their refusal to limit voting to only citizens. And they're shutting down the government in the process. Now, I don't know. I could spew conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I know. I get, Melissa, I appreciate the call. I get where you're coming from. Thanks so much. Just make the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is just to say yes, fund the government. I mean, ICE is already funded through 2029 through the big, beautiful bill. So, the reforms, they're not going to get 8 million warrants. Okay, it's not feasible. It's not how it works. Just like it is not feasible, it's not how it works to have a standalone bill. Every piece of legislation passed in Congress is a standalone bill. Why don't we do that? Because it's not feasible. It's just not. Otherwise, you'd do it, wouldn't you? A bill, actually, Rod in Plymouth. Rod in Plymouth's been waiting the longest. How you doing, Rod?
Good. Just keep telling all the facts and the truth, and the liars are going to be called out. But it's the Democrats who don't want voter ID. It's the Democrats who could have defunded ICE when they were in total control. They're unpatriotic, they're self-interest, and they cause chaos in every issue. But also, the airline industry should also be called out for not having a backup plan to fund TSA. So if we're totally dysfunctional, let's guarantee TSA funding for ticket sale add-on fees.
Well,
we need to do something, and no one's doing anything.
The airlines don't pay TSA. I mean, that's a government job out of the Department of Homeland Security. The airlines. I thought what Delta did was awesome. Thanks so much, Rod. I thought what Delta did was awesome. Delta says, okay, that's enough of you. We are not going to let our lawmakers, our Congress people, have any more perks. The company temporarily suspended its specialty services for lawmakers. You're going to wait in the same TSA lines that everybody else is waiting in. The special escorts, the red coat services, the passing the TSA lines. Nope. Delta CEO Ed Bastian said, nope, no more. Done. Completely inexcusable. We are outraged. That's a quote from him. There's a lot. They got to figure this out, man. They got to figure this out. And again, the standalone bills are great. If you want to do standalone bills, everything should be standalone. I think we should do it. I would be for that. Can that be the grand bargain? Every bill passed in Congress is a standalone bill. I'm all in on that. Who says no to that? Congress, lawmakers, because you're only going to pass the bills you want, right? 760 WJR.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. we can.
When your money's on the line, are you okay with a basic free tax service? Get the confidence of TurboTax with free Fed and state filing on Intuit Credit Karma. Around 37% of filers qualify. Simple 1040s only. See details at turbotax.com/free.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Tom Graham. A California jury awarding $3 million following a lawsuit targeting Meta and YouTube. It's the first of its kind, accusing the social media platforms of harming children.
The case centering on a now 20-year-old plaintiff, KGM, who alleged the tech companies knowingly created addictive platforms that led to her depression and self-harm at a young age, joining YouTube and Instagram before she was 10 years old.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Efforts are underway in the Senate to end the partial government shutdown and fund the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats are demanding any deal include changes to ICE.
Republicans have sent an offer to Democrats to fund all of DHS except for ICE's deportation wing. But Democrats wouldn't get those major ICE reforms they've been demanding. Republicans say they're now waiting for a response.
Fox's Bill Malugin on Capitol Hill. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Thinking about a new roof? Make the smart choice with Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, when you replace your roof, you'll get a $500 gas card. A beautiful new roof for your home plus $500 in gas? Yeah, that's a good deal. Schedule today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. We've got an accident on I-275 southbound after Michigan Avenue. That's blocking your 2 right lanes. Another wreck on 75 northbound just before East Holly Road. That's also blocking your right lane. And construction blocks your 2 left lanes on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275. We're seeing a lot of stop and go there. The Lodge northbound at West Grand Boulevard picked up a wreck blocking your right shoulder. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Overcast this afternoon. A high of 58, partly cloudy for tonight, a low of 47. Cloudy skies in the morning for Thursday. Rain in the afternoon with a high of 66. Right now, it's mostly cloudy and 56 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. We make mortgages easy, and we believe transparency is the key to great client service. Our clients get the lowest rate and fees while communicating with one home loan advisor from start to finish. To make your experience even easier, we're going to cover the cost of your appraisal.
This message paid for by Perry Johnson, our governor, because we must implement the mega audit to eliminate the waste and return the money to the taxpayers.
Our Representative Bill Huizenga is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose. The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets. The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics and stories.
Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
But at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Dietz can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that'll get you talking all day.
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
And into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Dietz. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz. Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
I think we had a pretty good discussion about TSA and funding TSA and why they should be funded and some of the things that they are going through. I really appreciate the participation. I mean, there are full phone lines throughout the show and even full right now. And I am going to move on to a different topic because, again, we can spin our wheels in everything. And I could talk about this until tomorrow or until the cows come home. What's happening is wrong, and it shouldn't be happening. And I hope our Democratic lawmakers because they're the ones voting no on this. They're voting no. And to the side that votes no, you will not get paid. That's the side that I'll talk about. And that's where we were with that topic. Again, I'm going to move on though because there's something that is going viral that I wanted to talk about today, and I want to make sure I get it in. And it's Vince Vaughn, the actor Vince Vaughn. Show of hands, everybody know who Vince Vaughn is? Yes. Nope, wrong one. Yes, that's that. Yeah, that's Vince Vaughn. Yes, very good. Vince Vaughn. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Remember Theo Vaughn, our good friend, by the way. Theo Vaughn joined us here. He was one of my first guests, Theo Vaughn. Very popular podcast. He's a comedian. It was a great conversation. It's making news. So first and foremost, Vaughn was talking about Hollywood and how bad the place has gotten. Main Street USA does not care about Hollywood anymore. They used to. They do not anymore. The numbers bear that out. In 2000, 47 million people watched the Oscars. That was 25 years ago. 17 million people watched this year. And it's not because people are changing their viewing habits. It's not because people are streaming. It's because movies aren't good anymore. You know, even in order to compete for Best Picture, all the films must meet this diversity quota. That would mean that movies like The Godfather 1 and 2, The Departed, A Beautiful Mind, Gladiator, Braveheart, Titanic, Forrest Gump, Schindler's List would have never won Best Picture at the Oscars. Here's what Vince Vaughn had to say. And again, this is all over the place. He's gone viral, as the kids say.
I also think that they put themselves in a corner with trying to please everybody. You know, you're going to catch pneumonia. You're trying to please everybody. So that's like that old Vonnegut quote. So, yes, I think there was a more of a stranglehold with ideas, but there's always been people who feel differently within that. It's like any group, I guess. But yeah, I think what we're saying is similar, that it was never really a place where within individuals and friends, and we could always disagree, and we always joke with each other. People my age, I disagree, agree, and you could change. We'd change our minds. We'd laugh, we joke, but there was definitely a culture that if you didn't agree with these ideas, you were looked at as bad.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think Hollywood got more political. I don't know if it got more political.
No, they got rewarded for it. Yeah, they started to come out there and do it, and I don't even know how much everyone even is informed on everything.
Yeah.
But they really like to get out there and do it.
Oh, yeah. But it's also wild how those people will speak on one thing, but there'll be another topic that's way bigger.
And they're hypocrites, too, a lot of times. Like anybody is.
Oh, for sure, dude. I think
you'll be like, I feel strong about this. But it's a strange thing when you start going like, you know better than someone.
Yeah.
That's when
weird.
That's when it gets weird. It's one thing to say, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then hear someone else's point of view and disagree or agree. It's another thing to be like, I'm so right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you or condescend to you. That's the part that no one wants to hang out with that.
That's the story of our lives, right? I mean, those are the years, those are the days that we long for, when you can sit across from somebody, disagree with them, and say, okay, how's your family? Now it's die. I wish death on you. You don't agree with me? Die. Or you're a terrible, terrible person, or you're whatever. Beyond that. And shame on me. I send sound all the time. I did not send this clip, but this would have been a perfect clip to precede this next topic that Vince Vaughn and Theo Vaughn, not related, spelled differently, by the way, we're talking about. So last night, Jimmy Kimmel, and again, this is the perfect example of Hollywood elites. Hollywood elites do not, or just elites in general, elites do not care about you. They do not care about us. If you are a common man or woman, they do not care. Jimmy Kimmel last night, this was the quote, and again, I apologize for not sending it to you ladies. Before he was elected to the Senate, Mark Wayne Mullen was a plumber. That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. Now, you may hate Mark Wayne Mullen. You may be disgusted with his politics. You may think he's a buffoon. But that's probably why he got elected, because he was a plumber. Because he's just an everyday person out there doing a job. And I don't know much about Mark Wayne Mullen, to be honest with you. I know he was like an MMA guy. Now I know he's a plumber. But in what world is being a plumber a bad thing? Look, we can go up and down. Why does Dan Goldman, who I just referred to, he's the heir to Levi's. What has he done in his life? Why is he a representative of the people of New York? Because he was born rich? That makes him more capable of doing a job than a plumber? Because he is born to the heir of Levi's? That's okay. I bring up the Jimmy Kimmel because then the two turn their attention to late night Colbert, Kimmel, Fallon. They're not funny anymore. It's all the same show. Here's what Vince Vaughn and Theo Vaughn had to say about the late night shows.
Why a lot of the late shows have struggled.
Oh,
because
bro.
all they did during the only person they could make fun of at a certain point was just like white redneck kind of people, and and then everything tanked after that.
Think about that. But see, they never get it right. The podcasts have gotten so much more popular with less production, less writers, less staff. And the reason why
we have two people working here, and both of them are hungover. And one guy has shingles.
But the place is clean. I like that. You keep a clean place.
Thank you. Yeah, we did a vacuum.
But yeah, because people want authenticity.
Yeah.
And I think that the talk shows, to a large part, became really agenda based.
Yeah.
They were going to evangelical people to what they thought. You know what I mean? And so people just rejected it because it didn't feel authentic. It felt like they had an agenda. And it stopped being funny, and it started feeling like I was in a class I didn't want to take. But if you look at what happened to the talk shows and why their ratings are low, it's got only to do with the fact of what you just said, which is they all became the same show.
Yeah.
And they all became so about their politics and who's good and who's bad. And it's like, imagine sitting next to someone like that on a plane.
Oh,
bro, you'd be like, how do I get out of this seat?
I would fart right next to
Holy
him.
cow.
Sorry.
You fart your way out of it.
Yeah, I would. Oh, I would for sure. And I saw
skunk. You know, the skunk's the king of the jungle.
That is not beneath me. I found humor at the end of that. I don't know if you can say fart on the air, but we just did. And I just did again. But that is not beneath me. But again, I think the point is well taken. Why have podcasts gotten so popular? Because with less production, less staff, less everything, less camera angles, less. People just want a real conversation. And hopefully that's what you're getting here. And I really appreciate this time with you all. And hopefully you're enjoying yourself here today, because right, wrong, or different, at least I'm me, man. I'm authentic, and I like to believe the best part about me is I wear my emotion on my sleeve. And the worst part about me is that I wear my emotion on my sleeve. We're coming right back, 760 WJR.
Planning spring business travel? Start your trip the professional way with Metro Cars. Let a professional Metro car chauffeur pick you right up at your doorstep and take you directly to curbside check-in. For executives and corporate travelers, time and reliability matter, whether you're catching an early morning flight, arriving for an important meeting, or arranging transportation for visiting clients and leadership teams. Metro Cars provides dependable airport transportation designed around your schedule. With experienced chauffeurs on a premium fleet of sedans, SUVs, vans, and buses, Metro Cars delivers a comfortable, quiet ride that allows you to stay focused and arrive prepared. Celebrating over 35 years of excellence, Metro Cars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. When your schedule matters and professionalism counts, trust the transportation company Michigan business travelers have relied on for 4 decades. Reserve your ride today at metrocars.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. We'll fun it up. It better be fun. Have you ever wondered how our network actually works? Oh, wonder no more. With the support of partnering businesses and individual donors, we help raise crucial funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids. Visit us online at cmn.org.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who understand the value of experienced, highly skilled professionals. That's why you'll have access to a team of specialists to help you invest for the life you want. Why? You've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a team built around you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by MapQuest.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
We've got an accident on I-275 southbound after Michigan Avenue. That's blocking your 2 right lanes. Another wreck on 75 northbound before East Holly Road. And some slowdowns on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275 due to construction that's blocking your two left lanes. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Not a bunch of concern today. No impactful weather later tomorrow and tomorrow evening. Could have some bigger storms in. 55, cloudy this afternoon. Tonight, 48, mainly cloudy. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, which will last into tomorrow night early. That's the best chance of severe weather toward the evening hours. Could get into the upper 60s tomorrow. The front clears, and Friday the sky will clear as we go through the day with a high of only 40. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
I was watching the third period of the Red Wings game last night, just in utter shock. I don't know why, but it was one of those things. Ugly, ugly, ugly. To help us talk about this and so much more, my guy, and I think one of these days, Steve, we should bring our commercial break conversations to the air. I think you and I could solve the world's problems.
Instantly.
Within 5 minutes.
What is there to it, my friend?
How you doing, buddy?
We'd have fun along the way.
Exactly. Smile and a beer. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, here's the deal. The Red Wings making it very, very difficult on themselves. And you know what? What does the calendar say? It's March. Well, that being said, the Red Wings are following the same path, are they not? Remember, a couple of years ago, they were 4-10-0 in this month of March. Last year, 5-6-3. And, right now they're 4-6-1. And that's not good when you're trying to end a 9-year postseason drought. And the problem is, and we've discussed it pretty much since the holidays, teams in the Eastern Conference just keep winning. Take last night, for example. The Maple Leafs did us a favor, knocking off the Bruins. The Canadiens won. The Islanders lost. But Tampa Bay won. So you look at what's happening in the Atlantic Division. Buffalo on top, 95 points. Tampa with 93. Montreal, 88. Boston, 86. Ottawa leapfrogs us with those 2 points via the win last night. They're at 85, and we are 84. Keep in mind, folks, there's 11 games left in the regular season. Oh, and wait, there's more. Right now, the Red Wings on the outside looking in as far as the wild card. The 2 spots belong to Boston and now Ottawa. Ottawa with 85, as I mentioned. The Islanders also with 85. Now you bring regulation wins into it. The bottom line is the Red Wings with 84 points. Not in a good way.
I think it's going to take 96. 96 gets them in, I think. So that's 12 points in 11 games. I think that's what they need.
Well, and as fate would have it, they're going to be in Buffalo. Oh, this is great. To face the hottest team in the NHL, the Sabres, 7 o'clock Friday night. You're talking about 2 franchises here that have the NHL's longest active playoff droughts. The Sabres have not been to the postseason in 14 years. And as I mentioned earlier, sadly, the Red Wings, who looked like a lock a month ago.
Come on.
It's been 9 years.
Brutal.
So
brutal.
I didn't have a good feeling last night when the Cats' goal was waved off in the first period because it was offsides, and it was offsides. Let's not kid ourselves. And then Ottawa
he needed a size 12.
Yeah. And did you hear the Boo Birds? That's not what you want to hear when you're trying to end a postseason funk. Terrible.
I understand the frustration, though.
I do.
I understand the frustration. At home, made a couple of deals at the deadline to perhaps solidify a spot. And I'm not saying it's over yet. They're not dead yet.
No, they're not.
But they are making life difficult on themselves.
Well, but here's the thing. And let me see if you agree with this statement. Obviously, the captain, Stevie, has taken some grief. But there's been documented reports of late that when he took over, the pantry was completely empty. Now, what is he in his 7th, 8th year?
This is 7, I believe.
Yeah. And are we just about there? I'll say this. Players play. So when you go 1 for 4 on a power play in a very important hockey game last night, All right, who's stepping up? Dylan Larkin plays for the first time in 7 games. He lights the lamp. So, these players in that dressing room right now are saying, look, we got to take care of our own business. Okay.
Yeah.
Then take care of it.
And you know what, though? Like, I'm not making excuses for Steve Yzerman. I'm not doing that. Far be it from me to do that. He wouldn't want me to do that. But if you look at these top teams around the league, go see where their star was taken. It is like number 1 pick, number 2 pick, number 3 pick. The Red Wings have never had that.
No, we keep
in
getting
this
greased.
9-year drought of the playoffs. They have never had that. And I do think, go look at Montreal. You want to know how Montreal has gone from the worst to the first? Go look at their draft picks. And the opportunity they have had to pick very high up in the draft. I almost said Michigan. The Detroit Red Wings have not had that guy at 1 or 2 or 3. They've gotten screwed every single lottery.
And I've said it. I'm going to say it again. No matter what sport you're talking, I think the draft lottery is a complete joke.
Agree.
That's all I have to say. Better news, the Pistons in action tonight, playing host to the Atlanta Hawks. What's Atlanta up to? Well, they've won 4 of their last 6. They are 40-32, good enough for 6th in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons are on top. As a matter of fact, the Detroiters looking to prolong their 4-game home winning streak. They've won 4 in a row overall. As a matter of fact, they have not lost since Cade Cunningham went down with the collapsed lung. You would certainly rather have Cade in the lineup. There's no doubt about it. Pistons, of course, coming off the 113-110 win over LeBron and the Lakers on Monday night. Danis Jenkins, he showed up 30 points. This is the 4th time the Pistons and Hawks have squared up. The Pistons, a perfect 3-0 against this team from Atlanta. Let me ask you this. Asar Thompson, he's averaging just under 10 points, 5.8 boards, 1.9 steals per game for the Pistons. I think he has become, I don't want to say superstar in the NBA, but I think he has easily become a household name amongst NBA fans.
Star, for sure. Maybe not a superstar, but star for sure.
Heading in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Love the way he plays.
Man, the Hawks are on a heater.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, they're 9-1
Yeah.
over their last 10. The Pistons, meanwhile, are 7-3. They'll tip it off at 7:00. More NBA news quickly. The NBA's Board of Governors has approved a vote for the league to explore bids and applicants for expansion.
That's what we need.
And Las Vegas and Seattle. Seattle, you may recall, had a franchise forever. They've been without an NBA team since 2008 when the Supersonics relocated to Oklahoma City, and they are now the Thunder.
They're going to be the Supersonics again, though. They get the rights back from Oklahoma City.
It's a cool name.
It absolutely is. That was part of the deal when they went to OKC, that if they ever got a team back, they get all of that history back, all of the retired jerseys and everything.
24 hours from now, opening day for your Detroit Tigers.
And we'll be talking about March Madness, baby.
Baby, hang on.
Steve-O, go get them. I want to thank everybody that participated on the show today, whether you are an active listener, whether you were a caller. I am not here without you, so I really appreciate the conversation. I think we have a smart, passionate, entertaining, informative conversation. That's what it's all about. I love having it. Beth Dan Long, Danielle Mason, you guys rock. Don't go anywhere. The Mitch Albom Show is next here on 760 WJR.
My perfect day as